Hey there, it's Rachel from All About Planners. In this video I'm doing a review of the Dot Journal, which is the Otto brand from Officeworks. So I quite like the Otto brand because it's stuff that looks good but it's cheap, which is like the best combo ever. So I'm going to do a quick comparison to the, I guess, original bullet journal, the Leutrum, you know what I mean, I can never pronounce it properly. Quick comparison with that notebook, and then I'll show you what this one looks like. So if you're trying to do a toss-up between the two, or decide if, you know what, actually I am better off spending the extra, then hopefully this video will help you decide that. So in terms of the size, it is a little bit wider than the original bullet journal by a smidge. This one's about 5.5, and this one I think is 6. Yeah, it's about 6 inches wide by about 8.5 inches high. So if you're someone that likes doing lists like I do, you might want to go for the wider one, because then when you do the columns you have more room to write. In terms of the thickness, they're about, I guess the Otto one is a little bit smaller. I thought they were about the same, but I guess the cover is fatter on this one than the bullet journal book. They both have that sewn binding, book binding. They both got ribbon bookmarks. This one only has the one, whereas this one has 3. You've got the elastic bands to keep it enclosed, and I guess you are paying extra because this is like the, you know, Ryder Carroll's endorsed creation, whereas this one is like a cheap knockoff. So it doesn't have as much of the features, I guess, as the other one. It does have like the tips, which is basically the same as the bullet journal, with, you know, how to use it and symbols and those kinds of things. It also has the symbol key, which the bullet journal has. I'm just going to open it up and we'll just do a comparison that way. So it has the same design of the key page, whereas you get more space to put them in this one. The index page is a bit different. So the index page in this one is very simple. It's just got the line where you can write it in yourself, whereas this one has columns. I actually prefer the column idea, where you can put, you know, like the theme or the page and then the numbers. I do like structured planning pages, which I think is why, one of the reasons why I've avoided trying bullet journaling for so long. I just feel like it's kind of overwhelming when you don't have structure. However, I am going to give bullet journaling a go. I'm going to start with this one, with the bullet journal traditional notebook, and then I've purchased a bunch of other ones, such as this Otto one, that I'm going to try and see if it really is better to spend the extra, or if a cheap knockoff works just as well. This one has the page numbers pre-printed, which is the same as the bullet journal. The paper in this one I much prefer because it's nice and white. As you can see, the bullet journal and most of the hardbounds have this gross yellow creamy paper, which I hate. I much prefer nice bright white paper, which this one has. So I'm actually preferring this one because it's wider, nice white paper. In terms of the dot spacing, it's about the same, 0.25. It's also 0.25 in the bullet journal book. You are getting a bit of the ghosting with the printing, which is the same for the bullet journal. If we go through, you get all the dot grid pages, and something a little different that I've not seen many of the bullet journal notebooks do. This one has graph paper, so if you're doing one of those year in pixels, or a graph for like your savings log, or you're just tracking stats or something like that, then this one already has built-in graph paper, which I am loving, because then you don't have to rule it up, so handy. And it also has lined note paper, which again I've not seen in, well, there are notebooks that you can get that are completely lined, but I've not seen a notebook that combines dot grid pages with the graph paper and the line paper. So this one so far is my front runner for my favorite type of notebook for bullet journaling, because you get a bit of everything. And then at the back we have a pocket folder, much like with the Leutrum notebook, and most of the hardbound notebooks has a built-in pocket folder. I have not done a pen test yet in this notebook, but I will be. I thought I had done one, but apparently not. Oh no, I did do one. Just can't find it. Okay, so I did some brush pen testing. So I know brush pens are a bit, like, I guess, fatter and inkier, so you're going to expect them to bleed through a bit, which they did. So there was quite heavy ghosting, which was the same. I'll just get my bullet journal for the bullet journal. This one here. Same brush pens, same terms of ghosting. So you're not really getting any extra better paper quality for the extra money. They're both ghosting. I suppose this one's a bit more than this one. But yeah, still just not, I don't think it's good enough, to be honest. If you're going to put out a notebook, you need to have paper quality that is decent, and that means no ghosting and bleed through. So I don't know what it is with these hardbound notebooks. I guess it keeps them light when they're used in a paper, but it's just annoying because now when I use this, I'm not going to be writing on the back side of this page because I can't really like see anything because the ghosting is so heavy. So I'll be writing on this side, but then like I'll be skipping to this page, you know, like leaving the back side blank because it just irritates me when I can see so much ink bleeding through. I'll do a pen test. I thought I had done one before I started filming, and I did. Sorry, I've literally got 10 different bullet journal notebooks that I've done pen testing and I'm doing reviews for, so I'm getting confused. Okay, so I did do pen testing with some Inkjoys, of course, they're my favorite pens, some ballpoint, some gel, fine tip, marker pens, love the Muji ones, the Mambi stamps, the friction stamps, and some highlighters. So, yeah, same deal. Lots of ghosting and bleed through. Let me grab my bullet journal, which had basically the same issues. I suppose it's not as bad for the pens as this one. Actually, it's not as bad at all. Okay, so maybe it is worth paying a little bit extra, but yeah, paper quality still I don't think is up to speed for any of these bullet journal notebooks. I'll have links to the other bullet journal notebooks, well, dot grid pages that could be, dot grid notebooks that could be used for bullet journaling in the description box below if you wanted to check them out. This one was the Otto brand. If you're in Australia, this one could be a good option because you do have to basically import all the other notebooks that I've found for bullet journaling, which not only means they're expensive because you've got to convert from USD to AUD, but then they also have expensive shipping as well. So if you want something that's cheap, go with this one if you don't mind the bleed through. If you want to splurge a bit more, go with this one. The paper quality was slightly better, but all the other ones that I've checked, the paper quality was pretty comparable to this one, even when they're a little bit cheaper. It's just that this one was super cheap, so I guess the paper quality was like the worst. I hope you found this helpful. I'll have links to all those bullet journal notebooks. I did the Tombow pen testing in all of them as well. I'll have all those links in the description box below if you want to do a comparison detail between all of them to work out which one's the right fit for you. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'll be posting those other reviews as well as planner reviews on my channel. I usually do 1 or 2 videos each week. I'll see you in the next video.